Hey everyone. Tonight we are playing Blue Red as Foretold. I know I said Blue Black in the Facebook post and on Twitter, but I was looking at lists and the Blue Red looked much better, especially because it takes advantage of Blood Moon. So we'll go through the deck real quick and then we'll run a Modern League and then we'll talk about it a little bit afterwards. Or we'll go to bed. We'll figure it out. The deck on its own is pretty much an As We're Told deck, except what I was talking about with the other As We're Told deck, where I couldn't find like a good sweeper. This deck runs Living End to take advantage of that. Living End destroys all creatures, and then anything that was in the graveyard prior comes to onto the battlefield. And it's really good with all of our cycling cards, like our Start River River Winder. There it is, and a Curator of Mysteries, which all take advantage of the cycling mechanic. And the Street Race, which are like a free card in our deck. Other than that, it's just a blue-red Blood Moon counterspell deck. Real fun. Real fun. Draw lots of cards, play lots of things, and we're going to try to make As We're Told work again.
Did we roll his HP?
Yeah.
What do you get? Did you put his
We'll
favorite
talk about the sideboard when we get there.
It's helpful view. The only thing is his BAB, I think, goes up.
Yeah, I'll look it up. He is an Oracle of the 14th level, not the...
And here we go. Let's see what our first opponent is. Moto, always with the leg. Always with the leg. So this hand is, I mean, we have the turn 2 Blood Moon, but we also have 3 Teleria Wests in our hand, which isn't ideal. Now, we also have the Free Cycler. I think we're going to keep this one. This one isn't too bad. It sucks having these 3 Teleria Wests here, but it does mean we can go turn 1 Teleria West, turn 2 Blood Moon, and see where we stand. And turn 2 Blood Moon is going to mess with a lot of decks. Oh, the lag. The lag ship has started. We drew an island for the turn, so we're gonna go. We're still gonna play the Teleria West just because it's a tap land, and we probably won't need to transmute 3 times in one game. Famous last words. We're also gonna cycle Street Wraith. Probably should have done that first. Minor punt, but it happens. We're gonna try. There we go. We got the Ancestral Visions, which we're not gonna use right now. next turn we get our turn 2 Blood Moon online, and we get to see what our opponent's doing.
Oh, 14th level you get level 7 spells.
We draw another island, so play the island. Cancel.
He gets greater restoration for 7 points.
What is going on here? This would be much more easy to follow if it weren't lagging. I'm gonna log off and log back on Magic Online. Between the matches.
Does that mean he only has 2 spells learned? Oh yeah, he does only get 1, according to the table.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have enough. What is it, charisma for him?
That wouldn't make him.
Oh, okay.
See, like it's lagging, and we're going into our opponent's turn. That's how bad it is. That's really bad.
He does have 6 spells. Oh wait, no, that makes sense. 6, yeah, because his 1 additional that he had already learned.
Knight of the Reliquary comes down, and we proceed to draw hot garbage. Hot garbage. Can we search for a 0 drop?
Shouldn't he
Lands.
spells in this listed there? Maybe
Fluted
it's-
Delta is not gonna help us. Nothing that's gonna help us.
Well,
Like,
'cause his
suppose we
spells
suspend
known
Ancestral
for
Visions.
14.
No, I don't keep track of that.
They're 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean 8, 8, 5, 3, 3, 3, 3. So
Yeah,
I think you just didn't update the number up here
Yeah.
because you have.
And we're gonna pass turn.
Maybe we just have the spells and we forget about it.
Okay, so you have greater restoration. So the mystery spell is the greater restoration. Is that what it is?
Opponent doesn't attack.
So I've done
Interesting.
everything but give him his new 7th level spell.
Remand's a not bad draw. We're gonna play another island and pass the turn again.
Yeah.
Coco, sure. That's not good at all. This is actually really bad. Things we should be remanding. Coco.
Stoke is. Yeah. Oh, target gains paladin abilities. That would be very annoying of a spell to have, I think.
Herrick is fine.
Is that the holy word one or something?
Nope, particulate form.
No?
It's better at level 15 though, because then it's fast healing too, which is not
Yeah.
much, but it's
Much better. It's twice as good.
yeah.
This is jolting important.
That's fine. No blocks. End step is fine. Visions. And we draw another Teleria West. Wow, okay. We don't really need to do anything with it right now, so we're gonna pass back to the opponent. We're gonna play a land first. Then pass back to the opponent. At the end of their turn we'll probably transmute.
Yeah. I'm looking at jolting portent right now.
That's
It's
fine.
interesting. It does 4d6 per round, but they get a save every round.
A lot of the devils that we fight have electricity.
Exactly. So it's like it's interesting, but it's not useful, right?
How about Umbral Strike? What does that do? 6 points of damage per caster level. And blinding. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
Simian Spirit Guide's the draw. There seems to be a lot of redundancy in this deck.
Lunar Vial. It's basically like a bigger.
But I'm hoping we can draw out of it later.
It's a level 7
4,
spell
8, 9, 10.
But
10 is fine.
Should we get him regenerate? In case someone loses their arm?
Transmute sorcery. Good job remembering that. Curator of Mysteries won't be good enough here. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, we're gonna concede this one. We drew way too many lands there. Like way too. We have 21 lands in the deck, and we drew like 7, 8 of them. That's a little bit nasty. We're gonna take the Nibble Obstructionist. It's a nice way to stop them from playing stuff. Stop that sack ability with the Knight. And Leyland of the Voids, because our opponents like lands in their graveyards, and we want the graveyard to be empty. I don't think we need the other ones. We're gonna take back. Probably a couple remands. Yeah.
It kinda feels like a Torgo spell.
Couple of remands seems a little bit much. Especially with the Cryptic Command sitting at 4. Then maybe take a couple Cryptics as well. And a Curator.
It just like seems like a very like healer kind of like, oh, I need to step out of
Simian Spirit Guide. A little bit much. It just seems a little redundant to be running so many Simian Spirit Guides.
Which is nice. What was the one you suggested?
Ghost Strike.
What does that one do?
1d6 per level in black, unless it has the forge save.
That's pretty good actually.
Opponent is thinking about what they are playing against.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a fight, so.
We're gonna go on the plate this time. And this is the other half of the... Well... If we get like an island, then we're doing really good. Then we can start cycling things really easily. I guess we're gonna try this, only because we have 4 cycling cards in our hand. And 2 of them are free.
Oh, it's half cold.
Ancestral Vision.
That's a good point.
Pick up more life. Blood Moon. That feels bad.
Though, why is the duration 1 round per level?
It's for the blindness.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I think because it's half cold, like, that's not great then, right? aren't any 7th level spells you think we should get?
Oh yeah, I'll check in a second.
Bird, and we go straight to our discard.
You can draw aggro with magnetic field.
It'd be really awesome if we could see what our opponent's doing. Oh, choke. Lovely. What? I didn't want to cast that.
Oh.
We're gonna play mountain though, which is kind of nice, except we can't cast anything with it. So, ha! Your choke does nothing. Actually, choke is really, really bad for us.
You also get some mystery.
Farm map excavator is fine.
Which we already put for him. Oh, okay. We're gonna want to get him some diamonds for that. Yeah.
So 7th level?
Yeah. If I remember when when Bob got his, I was just like, well, these kind of are annoying and just suck.
There we go. There's an island that doesn't untap, so we're gonna wait to get a third mana source.
Destruction. He needs to get a holy symbol worth 500 gold, but other than that, 10 points of damage per cast level. Or say they take 10d6. So pretty nice.
So either 140 damage or 10d6.
Yeah.
It is. It literally is just the one I was looking at. So.
No blockers from us.
Very good though.
Yeah, but 10d6 is still pretty good.
Pretty good.
And it's close range, so it's not bad. You want to give him that? I'd vote
Come to
in.
think of it, Blood Moons can
But no,
probably
no.
come out against this deck.
Then I'll go out and buy that holy symbol before we go to hell.
Yep. Okay, so it's just called destruction, right? Yep.
Destruction. So what kind of stuff do Alex like?
Grease and Scorching Red.
Why grease and scorching red?
Because that's all the really good stuff in the Magus.
I see.
Good.
Donka.
Ooh, shit. BRB.
But didn't your sneak attack also?
Even Mind Sensor. That's gonna be an issue later on, potentially.
Weapons, it brings my AC to 40.
Yeah, we're looking at, because once we get Foretold online, we can just we're gonna discard the Blood Moon. No, not the remand. Yep, that's awful. I'm done with Motor right now.
Next level, you can just make famous sneak attacks for no reason.
Decided to sneak attack you.
But you just
Can't even concede without lagging. That's awful. We're gonna be right back. Alright, everyone, we're back. Getting ready for match 2. Hopefully, we're not as laggy this time.
I always
Because
cross it
we
and
let that,
write something,
like,
so I
should have been
remember,
like
but
a
it's
5-minute
technical
match
too,
based on
as
how
long as you
our
know
deck
you
went
cast
and how our
spell.
opponent deck went.
Oh, my rounds
And,
goes up to
our opponent,
36.
or it took like, what, 15 minutes? At least?
Where's the 3 per?
Like, that's really bad.
Got a decent amount of gold from that really not so great fight. Also, what is our total XP?
Oh, my amount of change.
That's a good question.
Because, I mean,
I knew it was enough to put you over, but
yeah, because that demon alone was probably almost RCR, so.
Our starting hand. Oh, this seems. At least we can do something with this hand. 4 lands is a little much, but we have the Street Wraith. We'll keep this one.
If you look at effective CR, which is like.
Does channeling go up by, like your dice, does it only go up by after level?
We're gonna cycle Street Wraith and make him think he's on the Death Shadow Mirror.
It's every second level, right?
alright, you're
Inquisition will confirm for our opponent we're not on the Death Shadow Mirror. Also, we drew land off that. This is. I feel like I don't know if the Summon Spirit guys are too much or what, but this is just
4712.
not good.
And we need. Yeah, it is a lot. It's probably like 550.
Another island. That's perfect. Yep, that's perfect.
Is it 600?
Well, we have nothing to do turn 1 on any of our turn 1s. We have nothing to do. Once in a while, we'll suspend an Ancestral Visions. That's about it.
635.
635. Jeez. We basically
And our draw is
a third of what
a
we've
Disallow.
gotten so far.
Probably like one of the worst spells in the deck.
Pretty lit.
Not. This is. Yeah, we're gonna pass turn to the opponent.
And if we all die.
Alright, you open the palace.
Yay! Red makes a saving throw.
Okay.
He rolls a 6.
You die.
Yay! Yeah, I was thinking monster and up too, and just like slowly drinking it.
Eris makes a saving throw. She dies.
Eater of magic.
Opponent thought seizes
Wait, no, I don't need
us.
to roll for it.
Remand isn't gonna help us here, so we will let thought seize resolve.
What is its caster level?
50.
I gain 50 temporary HP.
And then you die.
House doesn't make the same. He willingly dies.
I'm waiting for this.
I've been waiting for
I
this
knew this
moment.
moment would come.
Consignment red.
Greets death like an old friend.
It's funny because whether or not you
Opponent takes the remand.
either situation, you'd be going to hell, right?
This disallow will actually let us, with the Semi Spirit Guide, counter something.
So,
Oh, so I'm just gonna go to the place early. Great.
yeah, I tell Janice what's happening. That we're going to hell. I'm sure her reaction is quite lovely. But, what do you mean?
I mean, Hallows I figured, but you?
No, but like.
And we're gonna fetch for a shock land,
Yeah.
not shock ourselves.
I mean, cold blood that one time. It's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up
No,
about it.
we're not like we're actually like hell is a place that you can go to if you have magic.
But why?
Because the rune is like
We
there,
get the turn 3 as foretold, which
Yeah,
is nice, assuming our opponent
but,
doesn't
like,
have a way to
he's
counter it.
able to come back to here So we gotta go there to make sure he doesn't come back to here and like take over this place as like an immortal.
Oh, that's not good.
You should show her my board.
Hellas has a board explaining it if you want to come. She is probably staying at the Opera House with me, I assume.
I think she lives there.
I don't know.
She's still living at the Tooth and Nail because it's convenient because she works there. But yeah, she can be visiting you there. I don't get it. How does it relate to the Toasted Juice?
We're gonna exile our Simi Spirit Guide to let this as foretold resolve.
But I tend to trust when Era says we have to go somewhere. And I mean, there was this little note that I read. I did my fair part in with this doing and stuff.
I'm proud of you for reading.
I read it out loud.
Good. Did you mess up any words?
What's the guy's name?
Oh, wow.
Opponent thought seizes our last counterspell away.
But yeah, so we're going to hell to find this guy, the O name or whatever.
Yeah.
To figure out how we can immortally kill through some.
Never talked to you before.
Yeah, that's why I came down here.
Stay the fuck downstairs and bring me presents. Hello, Matthew.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great.
We're gonna yield to this as foretold.
Great. Fantastic.
They've been talking all day.
Yeah.
Living End would be good if we had more creatures in our bin, and our opponent doesn't actually have anything to use it on right
But yeah,
now.
so we're going gonna kill some things. Got my discern.
Our opponent's graveyard's looking pretty full.
Holy water.
Can there be a picture of like a painting of how this?
And we are going to.
That's
I mean, using Living End just to get back a Street Wraith, but our opponent probably has either removal or good cards for it. Would he let us sit in our hand, then there's going to be like Thoughtseize, ha, lol. We've already got 2 Thoughtseize though. I think we're going to risk it with our hand. Risk it for another turn. Risk it for the biscuit.
It's a masterpiece.
So you're really going to hell. I don't think I'm going to come even if you ask.
Death Shadow, perfect.
I'm reserving and stuff, but
I kind of want to increase my weapon once more before we go, but
End step is fine. As foretold,
that
except
would
to
take
2.
I'll be fine when I get home.
And we get a Simian Spirit Guide, which we don't need.
plus 2 months something. 2 months.
Cast
It
Living
is
End.
entirely possible, because it's going
I feel like we're on a time.
1, 2, 3. It's a plus 6.
Oh
to get to a
yeah,
plus
he
7.
has Street Race too. Oh, Death Shadow. Why do you never cease to amaze me, Death Shadow? Unfortunately, the opponent has swamps, and we do not.
It's not a pressing matter.
What is more person?
Not getting tired.
Dismember, that'll take care of a Street Wraith.
Oh.
I'm gonna let this one through.
I'm just trying to look and see how much it would cost me to upgrade my weapon.
One thing worse than upgrade a weapon.
Opponent casts a Goif, which is not good news for us.
Oh, it
As
only
we're
costs
told,
like-
it takes up to 3.
it only costs 20.
We're gonna cast Ancestral Visions off of As Foretold right now.
Is impact a plus 2 enchantment? Impact is plus 2.
Cycle the Striped Riverwinder. Grab another land because that's exactly what we wanted, was another land out of that.
Yeah, no, they don't actually what the fuck. They give me the
Get the second as Foretold out there.
Plus 20 to my against tactical.
I wouldn't really say that was a major punt. I didn't realize it at the time that they had the street race out, but at the same time, if he didn't have exactly Dismember or like Terminate or something, whatever their removal spell of choice is, if they didn't have that removal spell, then we kill him in 2 turns. So I think it's pretty much worth the risk there.
Yeah, that's so much.
Which, well, but you can have it double. You can do,
That Visions could have been much better.
So you could make it in 15 days.
I mean, that would cost more money for you.
That is not a major
Yeah,
punt.
it's not like I'm more crafted.
Not when it gives me lethal in 2 turns into my opponent. It took away my opponent's 2-turn lethal clock.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Only if he played out the
That's
Goyf.
what I mean. It's not me.
If he knows he's playing against a living end deck, then he's not going to play with the Goyf there.
Do I spend the 30,000 so in case you run into something epic?
Are you going to wait a month just to go to
I
hell?
don't think so.
That seems like a really bad idea.
It does.
I'll say you're ridiculously overleveled in general. You don't need to worry.
Thinking of getting some kind of holy weapon, but then.
And that's lethal because they make a sacrifice creature.
I think I am good.
Did you want to get a ring?
Nah, because we'll just do the fire resistance spell, right? That he's got.
I meant Freedom of Movement.
Oh no.
You broke out pretty easily.
Yeah. I did. Strength is
Yo,
kind of my thing.
Alright, Alex is ready. So whatever goes right.
Let's bring in the Madcap Empyrean cycle. Did we saw like a couple, so we'll probably keep in the Blood Moons. I mean, we gotta take something out though. The Cryptics are really slow.
Okay.
There's nothing we need to do, right? We don't need to order any weird items or something.
No, I was just we usually fill it out once a week.
Take out the Spirit Guides, they suck.
Okay.
Spirit Guides are useful to a certain point. It's nice on Spirit Guides are good on turn 2 and you can accelerate into an As Foretold on turn 3 or a Blood Moon.
I guess not.
What? The tribe has spoken. Take out the Spirit Guides.
Activate the trinket.
Do you want to look up in the library or something, see if you can get
You're
in?
the one.
Wait a second. We have books.
You know we have a talisman for this, right? It was
No.
in the note that you read.
No, to learn about hell.
What do you want to know about it?
Like, if there's anything that, like, we should know about, like, hell itself. Because we get a +10 to hell knowledge with those books that we got from last game.
You want? Go ahead.
You wanna... Harris, do you know anything about hell? How I should prepare for hell? Because I, like...
Don't use good magic there.
Oh?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's weaker or something. What else do I
That's a fair point.
You can get a +10 from the books for hell knowledge, right?
Sure. I got 46. Hell is bad, okay? It's pretty lawful evil. But it should be somewhat civilized if it's lawful evil, I guess. I don't know.
We're gonna take the play.
That was that one time. Just kidding. I don't remember.
This hand is awful. Yep, that is unkeepable. No lands.
No,
On the
it's not about that
conspiracy.
time I
No
died.
and
This is the
no.
time he died, don't you remember?
Going through the notes.
This hand is awful for the exact other reason. That's just this hand doesn't do anything, but it's fine. We have our Teleria West. We have some lands. We're gonna keep this one.
Do the picture like a movie.
Remand will put on top because getting rid of a tasker with that is going to be hilarious.
It was a 29 crafting job pay, so it's pretty decent. Nice. Very truthful. I really got the hair on your hands just right. Just a little bit of hairiness.
So, does this take us right to the door of this talisman?
Seems like it.
And those guards, there's any mention about what type of guards?
Well, since we're going to hell, I'm guessing they're probably devils.
It makes sense.
Anyone have any ideas on what this
Opponents, sex averting catacombs. Shocking themselves, I'm going to assume.
secret word to get past the guards?
Oh,
I didn't see
Tacos.
the mention of it.
no, we have to either bluff or fight them.
That's fair. Inquisition actually doesn't hit anything in our hand.
For that.
Yeah, there's a guy working in the position.
No.
See, this is why the hand was a good keep.
Toasted, is that what you meant by toasted strudels being the key?
Opponent cycles a street wraith that we're gonna remember about this time.
It's our best bet.
It probably is. There's a guy there. Human man.
Do you have any scrolls of greater knowledge?
Right, cause we left.
One use
Oh, yep. Punt City. Punt City.
Like we're fighting devils.
This is what I get for not. Yeah, I know.
Things might get a bit big.
Gross.
I wonder if hell has narrow hallways.
I guess
Nice.
we'll only find out when we get
Shock ourselves because we need the red source eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna go give a note for Ray to read if I don't come back.
I'm gonna
Cycle the Curator. Maybe.
We'll have,
Maybe eventually, when we stop lagging, we will cycle the Curator.
maybe I'll just tell her that the time is now.
What time?
listen, if you want to break in with me, you can.
That worked no way.
Curator and another Curator.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just
Stay safe.
don't read this if I come back.
Okay. Lario, I'm going to hell. I don't know when I'll be back.
Well, I mean, we do have resurrection, so I wouldn't be too worried, but if you're concerned about it, I guess you could just try to read that in person.
I'll miss you too.
Yeah, it's nice having you around.
Yeah, they're in sub. I thought we skipped through that. My bad.
But the next thing is,
Ancestral Vision. We can probably just cast that right now. Or suspend it, I suppose. Let's first cycle cycle the Curator.
I'm gonna make a perception check for her real quick to see if she notices.
someone's gonna step on it.
Yeah, she sees it.
Oh,
She's
nice.
like, what does he mean by? Wait.
Cycle the Curator into a land. Suspend the Ancestral Visions.
No.
I mean, at this point, I think we have a very good chance of just playing Platinum Empyrean.
Look in if I don't come back and I'm never going to make it back for some reason. Look into Rivazar's scroll. I'll give a note for you.
That's a lot of effort. Can't you just send me something in the map?
If I don't come back, it's because we perished in hell.
No, that's true. You're probably right there, Skits. However, the chat is very far behind the actual
Or something.
play timer, and with how much I'm lagging, I can't really afford to sit there and not do something.
Buy like a ring of some sort.
Goif is fun.
Like a gold ring.
Goif actually isn't that bad here.
You know? I don't know. I'll spend like 135 gold on it.
Is there a particular time frame in which we wanna like see people like open like
Yeah,
after
I'll tell her if we don't come back in.
A month.
I was gonna say. If we don't come back in, it's a really long time to be in hell.
It's like a really long time to be in hell.
Yeah, so then after
If anybody wants to give me a new laptop for Christmas,
I'll also spend the 150 gold that is left over on buying enough rations for
Fetching before cycling
potentially a
is
long time.
almost always correct.
Oh, you do? Yeah, but
No,
do you
you're
do that
right.
every day? Like, because we're not going to use that every night, right? If we end up being out.
Should have held the fetch up, but our opponent also is gonna know what our hand is anyway. So
But rations are good too.
Yeah, I'll just buy a bunch of rations. I don't know how much that. I can't remember.
Do we need like camping gear?
yes,
Well,
yes,
there's a large
Skits,
tent.
you're usually right. Well, tell me what that's like. I have no idea what that could be
There's
like.
a folding boat, but I feel like it would burn in hell for some reason.
That's probably for the best, yeah.
So do we want to take the folding boat?
I mean, I've pounds for it.
We might.
So it's okay.
Yeah, so I'll grab the folding boat, the large tent.
Oh, don't burn down my shop.
I wasn't planning to, but
Ancestral visions. Blood moon is okay here.
I really appreciate you, homie.
I don't.
It's tight that you want me to take over like this.
I feel like you won't do nothing.
Hey man, if anything happens,
We're gonna run out the blood moon. Skill test the opponent. See if he fetches first. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he's just like, this is. It's a need to know. It's a need to know.
What a guy.
It's more like I'm gonna be away for a bit.
Yeah. The plus 10 to Hell Knowledge book's probably way too much to carry, right? I feel like they were very heavy for me.
It's much less solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it gets him off green and he can't fetch forward, which is good.
Greenland.
So that's good, I guess. It's not gonna buy us any time though.
So yeah, I'll bring the large tent.
Right.
Just sits for a minute.
Island pass.
You know what's nice? Blue doesn't have to sleep.
Okay.
So like, if I had to like sleep somewhere, he could always be like on watch theoretically. Wait.
Excuse me. So the first blood moon was good. The second one, not so much. I'm gonna play it out anyway, mostly because if our opponent gets another discard spell, it'll put another type in the bin, and I don't want to do that. That would be bad.
Just for insurance.
Recalls come off in the next over the next 2 turns, I believe.
I have no idea.
Yes, that's why I
Yeah, you have one this turn coming and one the next turn.
Yeah, I mean, wait. Does this tell us and say about how we get back?
I mean, he probably wouldn't build it in so that it only works one way.
Okay.
I wouldn't figure. Then again, I don't really know how transportation works.
Worst comes to worst, we just stay down there until we level up and then we learn to
Should-
teleport.
Let's
Like,
just-
it would be pretty nasty if Barcelona threw him one to how they'll go ask a question about the contract and then he just
You called it, Adam. Exactly what we needed. Attaboy, Skits.
Bring a travel scroll of some sort in case we get stuck somehow.
That's a lot of money. And you do have talent,
Yeah.
If Moto is lagging for this though, I can't imagine how bad it's gonna lag when I go. LOL. Here's my whole deck on the
What if,
battlefield.
the devil is
Here's my whole deck revealed.
through and back?
Yeah, no, don't lag out.
Not
That's
the
that is the idea.
devil is what we're putting him back. Earth.
I mean, I don't know how devils work, so could be. If you want to buy the scroll,
How much would the scroll be?
We got fun. It's always.
I feel like it's a really expensive scroll.
it's
Opponent is thinking on their end step. We're not lagging this time. End step is fine. Vision's gonna come off suspend. And we're gonna target ourselves with it. And we get the As Foretold. We get another Ancestral Visions, which might be overkill at this point. I guess with like 3 lands in hand, Ancestral Visions is not overkill.
I'd rather be lost on your
Bone Earth than 2,225.
it's a last resort.
Actually, with this
And he will.
As Foretold,
You,
yeah, As Foretold into Ancestral Visions. If I have to discard a card, I discard Platinum Empyreon. So when I living end, I get my Empyreon. I get to flip flop my Empyreons.
But
And you're carrying like the Mithril too.
good.
Okay.
So Mithril 2, it's a planar
If I
shift,
tapped
planar-
better, I could have done this, but that's okay. How many cards do we have in hand? 8. Perfect.
Red wants to kind of wear the Thrune helmet he has.
Go to combat.
But then he's like, but the Angel helm, well in hell.
Attack with the Empyreon.
Sounds awesome.
Opponent concedes. They know our engine is too strong. That's
Yeah,
not
that
really
was
the
one
case,
thing
but
we're carrying, that makes sense.
yeah. So that turned out a little bit better that time.
I'm also carrying this
Debating a little Leyline of the Void against this deck, but they didn't use a graveyard that game. Well, I guess they had Goyf. With this version, what do we need? We need a Goyf. I'm assuming they have some sort of Tastic or Gearmag Angler, but I'm not sure. It would also nerf any Kolaghan's commands and any snaps. But we haven't seen any of those in 2 games, so
I mean,
I'm glad that game kind of sold you on maybe adding red to the deck, Adam.
are you ready for this one?
Madcap Empyrean sideboard is good. So good. Speaking of so good, this hand is not.
That's blue. Blue says.
If we had if this was another land, or no, if this Empyrean was another land, it'd be very good. But mother frig, that was a mistake. So maybe there's a Jesus up there. We'll see. Yeah, no, I meant to mull. That was, yeah. That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, you just smack it over the head, and then shit happens. Wait for it.
Their Inquisition is fine.
Did we actually
Can't do anything about it, so.
No?
You also huddled really close.
We'll see if this hand works out. They took the living end, which kind of makes sense.
You saw the messenger thing?
As Foretold is a very good start.
So like this giant.
We're just gonna cycle this right away. No needing eating our clock to see if we maybe stop them on the off chance we do one of our 1-drops.
Huh.
So wait, was that
That's
eaten
cool.
by it?
Huh?
Was that eaten?
No, it's like open in front of us.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it came up, bit me, and then opened.
Well, that's okay, I guess.
The talisman is still solid, right? Like it's not like it can disappear in there.
Nope, still good.
Do you want me to carry it?
We have 2 draws to draw into the land.
Okay, yeah. You show me how. Can I like walk?
Opponent polluted that does nothing with polluted delta.
Yeah, I'll just explain what
Interesting. Oh, I guess we played Teleria West here. Let's cycle first, try to find another land.
I needed to use it for some reason. So hell transport talisman.
Being the family man, I can show you vouchers.
Well, that's a door, I think, right?
Cycle into a street wraith. Into
I think I'll go.
another As Foretold. Okay.
Air's cast Mage Armor on
Play out the Teleria West. Pass the turn.
Concern.
Next turn we got As Foretold, which won't help us right away. Sorry, we need to draw a land, then we can go As
Oh,
Foretold.
so it is, there is fire in there? Like we determined that with our research? Yeah, it's fire.
Opponent. This is really weird. They're not doing anything. Oh, another Teleria West. I guess we may as well cycle out of the Striped Riverwind.
Cool. So, mark that spell off. And yeah,
We're gonna play Island and leave up Remand,
So,
and then next turn we get to play As Foretold.
do this,
Do
and
we want to do a protection for Levo as well?
that only lasts like a few minutes, doesn't it? If we communalize it, or is that one?
Street Wraith is fine.
We'll get started just to see what we're doing.
Yeah, sure. We're on my level 2 spot.
And I say, well, Blue, it's time we go to hell. And I walk through the portal.
Delta is fine. I feel like our opponent found their Death Shadow, or it could have Tassiger, one of the two.
Yeah, the carpet.
Okay.
That's a Death Shadow.
I'm going to hell, dude.
It's not gonna make a difference, but we could cycle our Remand here. I don't mind that. Blood Moon, great. Yeah, that Blood Moon's gonna come in real handy.
The snarling face of an immense canine looms on one wall of this room. While we stand there, obviously. Its open jaws revealing a close
Cryptic Command. We'll fire off As Foretold 1. This one could actually be countered. As Foretold comes down. Opponent goes, oh my gosh. And then they stubborn denial.
Okay, this is how.
Hold on. You see 2 of these guys.
And I can't pay 1 for stubborn denial, so I'm going to say no.
They're like, do you have an appointment?
But if he gets another hit off of that, of another stubborn denial, then he's looking really good.
I think so. How else would we get here? I don't remember what the time it is. The time always confuses me when we go to hell.
First time we've ever seen it, right?
I read it in the chat.
But this Teleria West, if As Foretold does resolve, pretty much wins us the game. I think we got to play it out though.
Okay,
No, because if we play it out, then we don't have anything to.
I don't think we
Decisions.
Yeah, it was a quick schedule.
I'd rather play around that stubborn denial again.
so that. What's the password?
We have other ways to draw our living ends.
Rage.
If we get rid of all of our As Foretold, then we can't cast our living
I
ends.
put ice on my weapon, I guess.
Okay, I suppose we're fighting then, since your friend seems to want to kill us.
We take 2. Alright.
Fight now.
Let's see if this As Foretold is going to work.
I don't think we were talking away.
I had literally not.
Try toasted strudels.
I was going to, but I'm like, I know it's wrong.
Okay, so that one works.
So,
Oh, the hell.
Cast with As Foretold. Target ourselves.
Red's just like, I
What
don't.
about toasted strudel?
I guess we got the Teleria West back, which is good. We also get. So we're going to go Steam Vents tapped.
Yeah, we might need it later.
That worked out really well. Normally I don't like drawing 2 lands off of
So they're-
something like that,
yeah,
but
so they're like, what, 20
this is okay.
something away from us?
We're gonna take 2. What is in our graveyard? As Foretold can tick up, sure. Three striped Riverwinds and a Street Wraith, which is actually really good. It's probably worth getting 1 Street Wraith for our opponent.
But also, I want to sit up now.
If we could find a way to discard this Platinum Imperion, then we'd be doing really well.
That's plus 23.
And Ancestral Visions will let us do that.
Not 23. 10.
Cast with As Foretold, target ourselves. We just got Living End, which is also really good. We have 9 cards in hand, so if we go land, transmute, Bojuka Bog is target opponent, so we can actually... Okay. Transmute.
That's true. Probably not. Yeah, because I'm by the couches, I assume, right? Yeah. So I assume I'm right where the 8 is.
Where's that Bojuka Bog?
Squares. So are we like taking fire damage then? Like,
Didn't we click on the... There we go. Play the Bojuka Bog.
I just wondered if it was like just really hot in here, you know?
No, it's actually very breezy kind of air conditioned kind of. Nice. If you didn't know that you were in hell, you would think, wow, this is a really great office. It's actually a little too modern for your taste. You're wondering why there are sofas. Are sofas even a thing? Where you come from? Probably not. Not to this extent.
This leg is going to kill me.
What do you think Red was doing the past 2 weeks when you guys were reading? He was by the couch and chilling.
What's your touch? What's your touch AC?
Mine?
Yeah.
My touch AC is 15.
And then we're going to discard Imperion.
He launches a scorching ray at you.
Do I get to make a save for that or no?
No, you can take 16 fire damage or not.
I won't get.
And you can also take 12 fire damage or not.
Okay.
I suspect that they are resistant to fire. Oh, that's not good. You want to have the others. That's quite. I was thinking the same thing.
Sorry, it's resist energy. We have not the one that we need to keep track of the fire damage?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
It's so much.
Discard the Imperion.
Yes.
Anyway, Torgum, you're up.
Bloodstained Mire for the
I
opponent.
wouldn't recommend trying to banish anyone while you're in hell. You'll end up in hell.
Right in front of you, probably.
I wasn't going to.
They appear in the corner crying.
Oh, it's fine. This is fine.
Bloodstained Mire is okay.
I'm gonna do a burst of radiance.
Are you sure that you know?
Strong possibility.
Okay, well, just
What's the radius of burst of radius?
the first roll is spell resistant.
Oh, so what's the radius of it? Is it
20 feet.
20 feet? So that would hit us, wouldn't it?
How's your spell resistance?
17.
Opponent goes to end step. We have nothing to do on the end step.
Does it have to do it on both of them?
No.
Okay.
As we're told, it takes up to 2.
Alright, everyone make reflex saves. Stupid.
Cycle the Street
That
Wraith.
is a pass.
I pass.
Does Torgo have to do it too?
You're in it
and cast the best living end we're gonna have for a while.
I don't know. I'm just gonna. Okay. He did really good at blocking his eyes.
Second level, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
He can no
passed.
longer be blinded. Hold on. What's the
17.
Okay, yeah, everyone passes. Their reflexes have lit. Okay. Roll damage, so 5d4. See the thing.
12. Yeah.
Yeah. Red? Alright.
Um,
To the hellfire wave?
we're going to cryptic that. Counter target spell and draw a card.
So I walked in the club like, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to them. Smack the one on the right.
No terminate for you.
Yeah, I said cold with my rage. I don't hit them.
Critical fail.
I did.
Yeah.
I think you just throw your Lucerne past them.
Anything other than a fatal push works really well here.
Surrender your weapon?
If he has a fatal push, then Stubborn Denial will not do it.
What
And I
is that?
moved to where my weapon is. The rest of my movement.
Sure. And provoke 2 attacks of opportunity.
I mean, I kind of need my weapon. I mean, or I could draw something else, I guess.
Stack resolves, everything
I
happens,
can't draw something else.
and we play a land and pass the opponent. He is going to concede. We got this. Through the leg, through the minor punts, Adam. Minor punt. Through the minor punts. We win that game. That one felt a lot better. After the first one, I was really not very high on this deck, but this now I feel a little bit better.
What happened?
I'm still gonna try restarting Magic Online again, just to get that lag to go away,
I can't pick my weapon.
and it'll be right Alright, guys, we are back for game 3. Round 3, I guess. Not technically game. With Blue Red, Living, and As Foretold, Blood Moon in Modern. That's a mouthful.
She's probably just laughing at the stupid failures that just happened in front of her.
She's just really confused.
Like, what just happened?
Alright, she's identified these guys as
And let's join this match.
really shocking for you guys.
Considering you already said they're barbed devils?
Oh, wow.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, he did say it, but
They have
It's okay.
DR10.
We won the die roll. We're gonna go first, and this person did very well during Calendar season. This hand, speaking of very well, is not great. This one's a mulligan. This one is far. This one's okay, I guess. We have the transmute, which is good. We have lots of mana. We're gonna keep this one, and we also get a scry. And the Blood Moon is gonna be very good here. Turn 2 Blood Moon is gonna be our sticking point for this one.
cool.
Pass to our opponent. We were gonna let them think that we're playing some sort of fancy blue control deck when really we're playing a fancy blue.
It's a supernatural
Combo?
ability to cause.
It's kind of like a combo deck, I suppose.
Okay, so I can Eater of Magic.
Is our opponent on
So if I fail, I
infect?
still get to. I also have the Mind, Thinker, Cap. But that's all.
This actually could still be infect, so. Oh, I guess assuming Spirit Guide leaves us with a play, so we can't just, yeah. On to our turn. Turn 2 Blood Moon. Opponent, can you deal? Probably, actually. This doesn't actually do anything. Yeah, this might be a board out Blood Moon game. What? What are we playing against? I mean, Blood Moon is gonna actually end up hurting us a lot more than our opponent. And just to rub it in our face, we got a third one. A second one, rather. Well, you get to see all the Blood Moons today, opponent. What are we playing against here? I have not seen this card since it was in Standard. Maybe like an odd game of EDH. Voice of Resurgence. Sure.
Fucking turning on my hammer.
No blocks.
Oops.
More lands.
Palos will take out the 2 wands. One from the storing.
Oh, good to play. Good to see our opponent does play fetches.
How does it work with spells? Is it like a wand? What do I use? So 10? Because it's the Eldritch Conduit wand thing.
Yeah, it would be the castle level.
Opponent is thinking, what do I do here? What is the play? And I'm fine with him attacking us for 3 instead of 4.
That's not.
Street
That's
Wraith.
not gonna
We're gonna cycle Street Wraith
He rolled a 2 on that, so.
and suspend Ancestral Visions.
You're gonna lightning bolt me.
Okay, what else would I would have done?
Court of Calling for 3. Okay.
Lightning bolting him once in a while.
So that was a failure.
Ewid, get back Court of
That was
Calling.
a
That makes
round
sense.
Wait, was his Jorgo next yet? Or the other devil?
It's the other devil. He's gonna try to dodge you too.
Yep. Let's find opponent. You do you. We need some pretty good draws in the next couple turns to even have a chance at this game.
31 for protection from evil, right?
Yes.
Remand won't help us.
Just kidding. One doesn't hit.
If these Blood Moons...
Not gonna feel safe.
Blood Moon's really good against some decks. If this was like a Tron variant, we'd be really... I mean, with our draws, we wouldn't have been ahead, but we wouldn't be this far behind.
Failure. With a 15. Plus 2, 17. Yeah,
2,
so I'm
4,
gonna
6.
Either magic
Why are you
Oh.
getting rid of
Blunders has lethal.
that. Either magic I can do one.
That feels
straight.
bad.
Rage, it's let them.
So what is their CR? I gain temporary HP to their CR.
Yeah, that's good. That was
Then you take
that was the worst game I've ever seen from Blood Moon.
Minus 3 is
Blood Moon did nothing that game.
and then he gets 38 on a grapple check.
my CMD is 38, I believe. But
Then it fails.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it is 38.
So this one,
Next up.
opponent's got a lot of small creatures.
It's okay.
We definitely take out the Blood
My
Moons.
CMD's 38. Like these things are meant to.
We
roll,
could-
and they can't
I feel like the
kill me.
Madcap Experiment Platinum Imperion is something we could just bring in when we have nothing else to do. Which might be incorrect.
So sad. Next round is picking up the Lucerne and smacking with it once. Yes.
Okay.
Move action, pick up
Let's
weapon.
take out these Blood Moons.
Relax.
Actually, Dispels are probably also going to come in.
At least I can cleave though.
I don't want to go up into his time.
See each other. We could flank them, but it's not really great for Torko.
Maybe not cast some temple and flanking him at DC 7.
Bone break one of them.
Because I maybe touch still with will I get
Probably.
close? Wow, I have a lot of 5th level spells. Yeah, why not? Let's go do a bone tracker.
And another Dispel. We're going to take it a Remand for a Dispel. They're going to counter roughly the same things. Remand hits creatures. That's the only advantage to Remand. We're going to play first. This hand is a trap.
You take 10 damage.
That's one of those ones where it's like, it's so good if we draw a land, and then we just don't draw lands. This hand is actually really good. We just need a red source for Madcap Experiment.
Oh, plus oh, plus two. Nice.
Keep.
So
14, 16, 27, 23.
Just barely. Yeah. Okay. Quite safe for them, right?
yeah.
Living, and we're going to put that on top. We don't have anything to get with it yet, but and that also lets us play our Artillery West. We don't have anything to get with it yet, but it will just help us like come out of a board stall, which is really important.
Why isn't it not showing up on there?
Alright, it's going to take half of 14d6.
Yeah. Oh, this is fine.
Dear opponent, I'm sorry we are lagging. I've written mess. I guess he fetches planes anyway, so. Island pass.
You need one more than what's in hand.
Oh no, that's 10.
10? So that's 3 more.
Don't think our opponent saw anything other than Blood Moon last game, and maybe one cycle creature. So we might actually, and the one cycle creature was Street Wraith too, so. It's feasible that our opponent just doesn't know what we're on.
Because their spikes are all based on their spines.
Your what?
Their spike. Like
Voice of Resurgence is fine.
from their spine, so I'm gonna say it probably does more damage than guys bone shadow specifying.
Platinum Empyrean isn't quite what we wanted to see.
Yeah. What's tired of 1.5? Wait, we skipped to what you rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. So 26. So 39 damage.
Not bad.
Well, bam.
As foretold. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is it giving us the option to play all these spells?
Picks up his weapon, provoking an attack of opportunity, I assume. But they.
Living End should be the only thing it gives us the option to play. That's weird.
I don't think it does.
No? Oh, okay. Either way, I guess they would have used it against
Oh, Moto.
the other one at least, or maybe.
No.
When he went for the touch attack.
It's not an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's only casting spell, not the. Yeah, so I picked
It's worth noting that we might want a second Living End
then
just to be able to get rid of our opponent's
use it
tokens.
against the one that just got bones shattered, I guess.
Okay.
And the draw is another madcap experiment that we don't need this.
I thought we agreed that every time that red attacks, it's power attack.
Yeah, it's true.
So to hit, that is a 29. Alright. 29 plus flanking, I guess.
Yeah, if we could just get one of our madcap experiments online, that'd be really good. We're at 14. Curator is a start. Cycle then Curator.
17.
Maybe.
17 plus
You have got to be kidding me.
36. God, why sevens? I hate sevens.
We don't.
Oh, is that? Okay, so then I cleave and finish the next one.
By all means.
That's a hit.
Oh, half the decision in this deck is do I transmute or do I not? If I transmute, I can get another Living End and clear the tokens, but then my Curator's back in the bin anyway. I can also transmute for a red source, which is actually probably much more useful. Transmute for a red source, play a red source next
My
turn.
cleave on him.
Wait, how's
2 turns from now that
Because
becomes
I
useful,
hit
which
the
is not
first
very
one,
good.
So I can do cleave. And because
However, another
because I
land
killed the
turns on
first
our
one, I
cryptic
get to also
command.
do a cleave and finish it.
Okay. Yeah.
Natural 20.
Roll for crit.
I think we're gonna
As long as it's not a 1, it's a crit, yeah.
hold on to the Teleria West for now. I think it's better to be able to transmute it.
Just double
And just
it
go
all.
Living End, and get rid of our opponent's big creatures. Other than they're just gonna get their voice resurgence back anyways. Resto Angel. That's not good.
12, 15, 20 plus 36 is 56 times 2.
Dead as hell. Pick up your.
Resto Angel is okay. Also, noteworthy next turn, we
With
can
my
just,
one attack, that
as
turns
foretold.
into 3.
So if we go on their turn, we go Cryptic, tap down their creatures, and then on turn when as foretold hits 4,
And I
we
and
can
my
madcap
rage,
experiment,
which was 2 rounds.
hit our last guy, and be a little happier with ourselves.
Red Steve.
Well, that was an ordeal. I look at the bodies, see if there's anything.
Did they alert the people they were
Allow
gonna alert?
you to touch the bodies and poke your finger. It does 1 non-lethal damage.
Perfect. I have 3 damage resistance. So it doesn't do anything.
You sense that if you or anyone else had
We draw another Living End. So
No,
Don't touch them.
here's where we're gonna play the Teleria West.
it gets a crit on you, you die.
there was poison in there. It just starts swelling. What's happening to me?
Yeah, it's gonna swallow. You can't speak well anymore.
And then
Yeah, I
cast
think
Living
there's
End,
probably.
which also gives us a blocker, which is noteworthy.
Harvest.
It's like do my thing, like stab them in the skulls just to make sure they're dead.
Okay.
Think there's papers on the desk that might be important?
You look at the desk. It's pretty clean. There's some business cards on there that says
put one of them in my pocket as a souvenir and check any drawers I find.
How was those?
Any drawers?
I mean, there's a drawer, but it's just got more cards.
Office supplies and cards.
Yeah, there's a
I
stapler.
thought
So as long as our draw next turn isn't exactly Platinum Imperion, then we're sitting very pretty.
Really impressive. Some paper clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really good in your hand. You staple some things that don't really need to be stapled.
That's why the poems were stated.
Those are actually poems, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright. Let's go.
Opponent.
So
Court of Callings for
where is it? Long
3? 4. No, X is 3.
traps.
Light sun.
Makes sense in all that.
Oh my God, Eris and Allison Redder.
Oh, Rex Age. Well, that ruins our day.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
let's do a quick
what happened?
perception
I
check
know
for
that.
traps.
Yes, we'll have questions.
Perception check for traps.
By all means.
Traps. Trapezoids. What's my perception? Wow, 30.
We sense no trapezoids. Not even around this.
Pian Chronolar.
It's a
Sure.
double door, eh?
Hey,
Yeah, what did he do? Oh, it's there.
Wish I'd played that Teleria Weston turn earlier now.
Sofa for loose change. No, I don't. That sounds like way too much work. Where'd it go? You got it.
you going out to the hallway?
Should we try to be quiet? I guess
You did just bludgeon the hallway. You
did.
I think we don't know what's coming to do with that. But we can try to see if we can log that check.
This gets our opponent up to 7, so it's lethal, so we can quit.
I mean, I also create light because of my weapon.
Yeah, I don't know if this deck isn't drawing well.
Yeah.
Let's just close the program. This is silliness. We're gonna be right back after we restart Moto for a 3rd time tonight. That's
It's
really
too
awful.
bad we'll have it.
I would like a laptop for Christmas if anyone is listening.
I can grab you.
So we don't get sneak. Magic.
And we are back for match 4 of our stream. We are 1 and 2 currently with this list. It could probably use a little bit of refining, but to that end, a lot of lists can that I've been playing. And this hand is actually not bad. Cycle. Yeah, it's good. We're gonna keep this one.
I feel like red is just
Polluted Delta. Let's suspend Ancestral Visions.
He's like, I want to go back because I don't like this place. It's quite evil, but I also want to kill everything I can find in here.
This is ridiculous. There's got to be a way to speed up this computer.
It's intense. What are Eris's thoughts about being in hell?
Pretty nasty. And again, this is just an office. So, I know what it's like to be
GP Incinerator.
I feel
Just
like
because
we're
this
gonna
guy
end
is
up going
like
back to hell at some point, but
flamingly
not
good
in
at
an office.
GPs.
Not
Top
sure
8's
if we're
every
not,
GP
but
that he attends.
I just feel like that's going to be the case.
Maybe this guy's lagging too.
Parents were asking me about the PlayStation Pro versus just a regular PS4.
Huh?
Did you talk about the truth?
I don't know the truth.
You don't? I do. PS4 Pro is it has a bigger hard drive. It also has 4K capabilities, a lot faster processor, a better Wi-Fi card.
So it was more professional.
Well, it's just a better. If you ask me, it's what the PS4 should have been. But yeah, it is more professional. But yeah, it.
Now that everyone has finished lagging, we grab a Steam vent in case we need a red source. We will pay the 2 life. And we will add 1 blue, suspend Ancestral Visions, and pass the turn.
As soon as I had caffeine, my body's just like, I need to do it more now.
Yep.
And we're playing against Burn. Oh, nice. Burn or goblins, but I'm gonna say Burn. Streetway might be the last card we cycle. Cycle the Striped Riverwinder. Yeah, the As Foretold. Nice. Play this. Cycle this. And do we get the 3rd land? We got the 3rd land. We needed 2. Sweet. We are online, ladies and gentlemen. Another mountain makes me think goblins. Although another goblin guy doesn't help that decision. And they are on goblins. Our opponents reveal a land. A Bajuga Bog will not help. And the Curator of Mysteries. cycle, grab that curator of mysteries off the top of our library. Ancestral vision still suspended. Teleria West doesn't help. And fetch into an island. As foretold. No, we want to cast our As Foretold, please. Thank you. Then we cast Living End. We go, ha 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 ha. Opponent rightfully activates Mock Fanatic.
I look to the left to make sure there's nothing like immediately right there. I'm standing in the hallway, and I'd probably look up out the window and just go. There's a lot of evil out there.
Well, we can't stop it all, but we can do our best to keep our home safe.
Yes. Shall we then?
Sure. Which way?
Shall we go through the first door, or shall we go down the open hallway as I peek around the corner?
I just follow you and don't get killed. That's really my thing.
How dark is this hallway? Can we see down the other hallway?
Opponent's gonna play a lot of tokens against us.
Fire?
Goblin Grenade is not what we wanted to see there.
So I can see perfectly fine, but my light is giving off enough that people can see around me.
So what do you see down there?
I look down the hallway, standing down in my 60-foot dark vision.
Yeah, you see that in A3, the room's actually covered in hyacinth.
Would have been really nice to have one of these be an untapped land.
Oh, there's also a devil standing at the end. It's a nice devil. You know, ice devils.
There's some form of ice devil. Let's go this way before we open these doors.
Let's transmute and see what we have.
What's it doing? What's it doing?
For 0, we can grab probably not much that's useful.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, oh wait.
Just like looking.
Oh, we get a scry. That scry will be entirely useless.
Hello?
You shout hello down the hallway at her.
I just say it like, not like loud, just like a normal talking voice, but like towards him. And kind of like wave.
Hello.
You hear a voice ring out in your head like, come closer.
We could get an actually we might get ancestral visions. Living End will draw us out of it.
Didn't hear that.
Let's get ancestral visions.
I don't have.
Draw some cards.
You said you don't have no fears, which implies you have some fears.
I'm not the most intelligent person, but I think you could figure out what I meant.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I should cycle the street wraith, kill myself. Bajugabug.
It wants me to taste its spear. I'm not gay. I'm not into that.
I don't know how it works now.
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's spoken for her.
Her name's just. I'm not gonna tell you her name.
Red
It's
Lucy?
besides the point. Can you can hear me, right?
Can
you talk to them?
It doesn't matter whether or not you're spoken for, because I'm gonna impale all of you tonight.
Nice.
I'm gonna. As I say I'm going to murder you, I think I probably am just like entering rage. Just, I'm gonna murder you. And
Sorry, my brother's playing D&D in the background.
I was
It was a good time.
I was trying to be diplomatic.
We're not going to attack.
Some weird natural 20 on the initiative.
No attacks.
You ready?
I was very ready.
And let's see if our opponent has one of their like 12 lightning bolts in their deck.
He's got
It always does.
It always does at some point, yeah. Especially for some reason when you and I are players, it's on.
Hey man, no need questioning.
Yeah, don't question it.
You just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
And,
Natural 20.
All together?
26.
Okay.
I don't have that much of a bonus to initiative.
Cargo?
11,
Alice.
19.
I see.
Smuggler's
Right.
copter.
60
Okay.
feet away.
Sure.
Which is charging range for me.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this hallway?
Isn't there a hole in the middle of it?
You see the hallway, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
about 15 feet wide.
yeah, so it's not big enough that I can enlarge that probably, right?
Oh, height-wise? Let me just pull that up real quick.
Is it
Opponent's gonna let us untap.
No, it's all ice.
So it's just like flat ice surface that we see?
I mean, it's not like ice to the point that you slip, but it's cold and like infrared chill coming from the room.
Yeah, but we can't see a pit or whatever like there is.
No,
Okay.
it's flat.
It's a trap.
Target ourselves with the ancestral. Blood Moon is like the worst card right now.
No.
Blood Moon doesn't help us at all.
Oh, 20 feet.
Okay, so I could theoretically enlarge
This
myself. but
fetch
it'd be
land is
awkward
not
with the size of the
good.
weapon, probably. At that point.
If you just hold it, not upwards.
Yeah.
Need to find a way to kill our opponent without simultaneously getting ourselves killed.
It's a
That's
big
gonna
devil,
be
right? It's not like a medium devil.
difficult. Difficult's the word we're looking for.
I feel like I want to charge it.
Okay.
Because I can.
Okay.
I know it's probably got a ready to action on me.
You have a straight path to it.
Yeah.
But its range. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to say blew off, and
I'll buff.
he casts enlarges on me as I charge in,
Yep.
and
Will
Draw a lot more cards.
No hat.
we'll say it's
Celeria Wests don't help us.
Or Sword
None of
Burning,
those
so
help
that
us. That
makes
was awful.
26.
You come to
Unless it's
realize
an
that
enchantment.
there is an illusion in the floor. You stop just short of falling into a pit that seems to descend into a very far down pit of molten lava.
So
Cast another
with,
Curator.
like, do I get an attack off still with my 20-foot reach with the charge?
And we're gonna do a lot of scrying.
How big the pit is.
The pit looks pretty big. I don't think you can reach across.
Because is he on the other side of the pit?
Yeah, he was basically just waiting there to draw you in and make you fall.
Keep the
Also, I'll
Teleria
give
West.
Another read of A3 now that you've seen.
2
Just you then.
and 3. Actually, I probably should have discarded the Street Wraith.
The domed ceiling of this octagonal chamber rises to 25 feet at its apex, from which numerous iron chains suspend a 16-foot tall sculpture of dull black stone and metal. The sculpture appears to be a fallen angel, its wings twisted, arms broken, and feet bound together by metal bands. What appear to be spiked mandibles that fix to the sculpture's torso. The sculpture hangs above an octagonal pit, seething with coiling lengths of flickering hellfire. Iron plaques hang over the double doors exiting to the side of the room.
Okay.
But yeah, so you stop short there and you realize that son of a bitch is a bit too far away for me to hit.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Oh wait, I guess he's an ice devil. He's icy looking. So I would put electricity
Island to
on
the
my
bottom.
Thing, I guess. Cool, probably. Nitrogen rage. So I get like my turn is technically complete. I guess from the charge, right?
no, I would call it an incomplete charge. You have a
Spirit
special
Guide to the bottom.
So I think as my standard action, I will probably want to move around to be able to hit him, right? Like I can see the hole, right?
Street Wraith to the bottom.
See this light go.
Delta to the bottom.
So I yell back.
Fly.
There's a pit in the middle. Stay to the edges.
I fly though.
Same. That is good knowledge.
And I walk around the. I use my standard action to move to be 15 feet away from him, but
That's
like
fine.
side.
Cool.
Okay. I'll choose the right side. I guess.
That was a whole bunch of cards we
the
didn't
left
want to
side,
draw
so
there.
So the doors are both visible to me.
Cool. Its turn. It sets up a wall of ice blocking off the entrance to everyone but yourself. Your friends can't save you.
So he cast a spell though.
Yeah.
Provoking attack
Hold on.
opportunity,
I think he sees what you're packing. He'll just take a 5-foot step back.
and still be within my range.
But yeah.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Ooh, that's.
We gotta roll it in the thing.
So that is a 10 plus. I guess.
Pile driver is okay.
I did call, like I do power attack for all my attacks, so it's still power attack probably, right? Even at this point.
Legion
so
Loyalist.
he
Oh,
didn't
that's not good.
activate it,
Okay.
'cause, like, he didn't attack, so you didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, 'cause I
Trample
went to attack,
and
but
can be
didn't
blocked by
complete my attack,
creature.
So that will
tokens.
be more than 37.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Not easily.
Think
but
that means he has lethal.
Should I bother rolling the electricity?
Yes.
Okay.
Ironically, the only thing that fixes it.
So my weapon damage is this, then the electricity.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. He gets
So
through for at least
nothing.
2.
The electricity was 6. Electricity just works, or
It just works.
okay. So what's that total, Porter?
28.
28 plus 25.
Cool. So 56.
Yeah, that's gonna be a game.
And then the wall of ice goes up, and it is like
Concede the game.
We said it's a standard action to put my haste boots on, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, the haste ones are one of those that are specifically a free action.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those you just click.
Click.
Most things.
Let's go.
Because I think if I'm fighting alone, I'm probably going to put my haste boots on.
Let's go with a Madcap Empyrean combo to the sideboard.
Here's probably something.
Saves us a lot of life loss.
Or try dispelling it. Or disintegrating
Change
it.
the element
We don't need Blood Moons.
It would still be.
a wall of fire.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna keep in the Spirit Guides actually to cast Madcap earlier. Like so. Take out.
So that would. That could take the whole hallway up, couldn't it? Like,
That's exactly what
A
it
couple
it's just like,
remands
so there's just like a line.
for a
like,
couple dispels. We got Goblin Grenades,
you guys
Lightning
can see.
Bolts. There's a lot of instants in that deck.
Each 10-foot square has 3 hit points per inch of thickness.
Also, I highly recommend you say eye for an eye,
Oh, that's a good idea.
so you can see what I see.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wait, I forgot about that. Anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that would be so cool for Torgo though, because he could then cast his hand thing over to where I am if he wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But
Just bone shatter.
yeah.
And there we go. Let's submit that deck.
I don't know if Eris has it memorized. She could also Dimension Door you guys past it if she has it memorized.
Is it Dimension Door if it was nauseated?
Yeah,
Not worth
for
it.
one
We're
round.
gonna break through.
Good
We're gonna
luck.
go through a mine.
You could void this in
And we're gonna play first.
or dispel it.
And this hand is a turn 3 Empyrean, which we're gonna keep.
It's that thick of ice. Castro is probably
Big.
astronomical.
Let's go Teleria West turn 1. right. Opponent goes island into a goblin of sorts.
Longer than 3.5 minutes. Just for protection.
Second madcap experiment is a little bit redundant, but that's okay.
I've always said that.
1 minute and you got it.
Suspend the ancestral visions.
It sounds about right, probably.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just tear this down then.
Please.
I'm thinking of fire scan. Just tear through all the layers at once.
Polluted Delta for a tapped
A
land.
lot of like incredible HP.
A lot of HP, yeah. But I can hit it automatically. So basically, I just roll damage.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
6.
See what damage our opponent can do to us with 2 lands. No blocks.
But I have a lot of fire, so.
You can hit all 8.
Ancestral vision is fine.
Snake, baby.
Yeah.
60 feet.
Oh, that's even better.
So much steam.
I just hope something doesn't come out of the doors beside you guys and like start murdering you guys without a tank.
Hey, you're far enough. I can
Yeah, that
go
would be
invisible.
pretty
So
unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like I just feel like Ares or Torgo's gonna get backstabbed because you know the Lantern of Invisibility isn't with you guys; it's with me.
that's why you never split the pie. How were we to know?
Wasn't split until.
Because I can't pay life, I can't do my
Combat
Street Wraith.
started.
Right, I thought I'd be able to cycle that
Everyone's gonna
afterwards.
try again.
Minor punt, but not a major thing.
Alright, 63 times.
Our opponent's probably trying to catch up on what happened, or we're lagging.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
63.
A giant
Spoiler alert,
rain
we're lagging.
made of fire just unleashes and burns a hole right through, and then she's like,
Times 8.
yeah,
It doesn't it do damage separately to each section?
yeah. So there are 8 sections. So
Oh, I thought they all
like,
each had their own HP.
They do, but individually they're all just like 42.
Oh, okay, got it. So that was how it works.
basically, yeah, I was doing 1.5 more than I needed.
Goblin grenade, lightning bolt.
There's like some ice along the sides.
Wow.
Just like water dripping.
Yeah.
And then you just see the
Opponent just destroys our Imperion.
Take your
Ares just floats into the room.
I did not think I would need to leave a protection for that, but
floating like
good thing we have a second one, I guess.
dark side of it. And just kind of.
I mean, she's ready for a fight, so she's got her arms out front, but
And
she's
probably
not
a
in,
hand
like,
on one for
aggressive
rods.
one. She's more just like, yeah, she doesn't have the rods out right now. Yeah, so that was the thing.
Let's cycle the Street Wraith.
How do I break this down?
Trying to get to another untapped land.
But Ares is.
Not to 2 living ends, are you kidding me?
That was fun. Okay, who's next?
Oh, wow.
Alex.
I will fly in as well.
You want an eye for an eye so you can see what I see? So you
That's
can see what
awful.
the demon is, or?
Oh, that's a good idea.
This will be a remand.
You're only moving 30 feet on your carpet, though, so you'd have to take 2 actions to get over there.
Do I just need? Can I do the 30 foot and then use the lightning bolt?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, so.
What is the stupid? Oh, an eye for an eye. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, that's why I said eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye.
Yep.
Oh, there she is.
We get attacked for 3.
Is there spell resistance I can do there? Or
Yep.
just natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Is it not immune to his next spell as well? For you guys? If you guys
Goblin
know?
Pile Driver. Let's remand that one.
So you make a reflex.
Or should we just make that an auto hit instead?
Okay.
Okay, roll damage. 10d6 is okay.
Want to do all the aluminum?
Yeah, sure.
Because it's kind of cool.
draw the land.
Yeah, they all. If each one of the lands on the corner were just. We've summoned too many devils today.
Suspend. Comes off next turn.
34. Jerry.
Well, opponent dealt with 1. Let's see if they can deal with 2.
It's like, Togo. Don't slip on the water.
Flame body fly in.
If anyone were like, go down. I can't fly when you're flying
I
fire.
know, but it's just.
But I do
It's
have
just
a
how we
wand that
imagine.
fly, just in case you guys want to be flying around this whole dungeon. We can do that.
And let's see opponent deal with number 2.
This will be flying.
Goblin pile driver's fine.
Yeah, we get 60, right?
Torgo will move on.
Okay.
That's fine.
Pretty much over.
Is he going around the other side?
Reckless Bushwhacker is also fine. Opponent attacked us. What?
Oh yeah, this thing's huge.
Large. Red.
Yeah, so we'll go to the right again to flank and everything, but stop.
Guess we block the Legion Loyalist because that's probably the biggest trouble. Ancestral Vision comes off suspend.
It's gonna just do his,
Targets us.
thing where he's just like, smack it. I don't think he's gonna hate himself, but he's just gonna do it.
The situation did generate.
Not bad, but not exactly what we were hoping
It's
for.
like, oh, all of a sudden Red's not alone.
We can't pay life for that.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Do the deed that I normally
I can't
do.
believe this guy is CR13 because you're about to murder him.
Alright, attack 1. That is
Cycle.
6 plus
Island. Okay.
28. just roll all the attacks?
Cycle again.
I'll roll the second one. 6 plus. Sorry,
Cycle the third.
And higher than the last one.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna go attack.
Probably.
But if you like teach
You wanna roll the dice? Yo, in this situation, I'd be okay with rolling that crazy D4,
Yeah,
even
just
D6.
The crazy D6 that I got.
64.
Opponent concedes. We're gonna go to sideboard with probably just enough time to finish out game 3. Didn't see anything new that I liked or didn't like.
And my other
I almost feel like you might want to consider some Leyland of the Void's main board, just so your opponent's not getting value off of your Street Wraiths, or off of your Living Ends, I should say. But that's something for after the video.
hasn't taken any damage. So that is going to be plus 100.
Alright, opponent. What do you got? Let's eke out this win here.
3, right? Yeah, 111.
Oh, is that yours?
The little ones are all mine, yeah.
Opponent's gonna go on the play here.
177.
You smack him.
He probably actually brought in some artifact hate, which is notable.
Smack him again. He's slowing down.
But not too much. Yeah, I mean, our Empyreon's our best plan, and hope that our opponent just doesn't draw that hate. This hand looks decent, so we're gonna keep it.
I knocked him hard.
Not like the Street Wraiths, but we can only take out so much.
He's trying
So
to toss everything he has at me to stop me. He literally is throwing everything he has at me. Stop. Stop. And my rage.
may as well cycle that Street Wraith now. See what we get. Ooh, Madcap Experiment's a good draw.
I'm still large and can't play through doors.
Let's go Delta. And we're just gonna grab a tap land. We don't need a good land right now. We're gonna keep with these dispels later in the game to protect us from our goblin grenade, their goblin grenades, I should say. And unfortunately, dispel does not protect us from lag.
Is that large? It doesn't really make much of a difference actually for the damage, because no one's going to use it. It's basically when
Not paying 2 life.
the enchantment. It's way more.
Opponent with the mountain.
Potion of Fly.
Legion Loyalist, sure. Relic of Progenitus, nice.
I think I'll just put that in my bag. In case
Relic of Progenitus is okay. It's not gonna hurt us that much.
Okay.
Hey, Ring of Spell Knowledge 1.
Eris, maybe. Rain of Spell Knowledge 1?
We're gonna exile the Polluted Delta.
Oh, is that like.
It's like pages, but it's a ring.
Oh, so that's a Torgo thing.
Or what Toro is it? Is it a
Cycle the Striped Riverwood.
What's on it? Or is it
I'll let you know if you decide to use it. You have like a
You have an open ring slot?
Owls doesn't.
Teleria West, so we're gonna play one of those out now then.
Okay.
Or
You wanna
hundreds?
just sell it?
Yeah, it's a level 1 spell.
Okay, 700.
Cool.
I don't like that our opponent's going relatively unchecked these first few turns. But hopefully this Madcap experiment keeps us in it. Oh, that's not good. That's 6, 7 damage right there.
You have useful scrolls on you, right?
Okay,
I just have the not useful scroll in case we get stuck somehow.
Yep. We're gonna exile the Street Wraith from our graveyard. Cryptic Command won't do it. Cycle.
Okay.
Wand of Magic Missile.
At what level? 1. You don't want that, right? You already have one, don't you?
We're still gonna go with the Teleria West. But now we know we have Madcap Experiment next turn, which is, if we can make it to next turn, then we're doing okay. I just need to dispel if he plays like a bolt or something.
2,400.
Backside to those other 2 doors.
Kind of curious what the opponent has, but also they've probably already played it.
Yeah, so walking back towards the doors, the A2A and B. Open
We'll
school.
go through the closest one.
Yeah, go to the closest one first.
So A2.
Exiling the graveyard, sure.
Does Torgo sense anything?
Yeah, life sense.
Okay. I open the door. If it opens.
Opponent puts us down to 4.
Tinted placard.
Oh, Goblin Grenade is a sorcery. Well, that feels bad. That's
Not worth anything really.
yeah. That's too bad.
I go open that door at the back.
We cycle.
It doesn't.
There was no winning that game. We needed too much to be able to win that game.
I thought it was
On to match 5. And the last match. How y'all doing? If you're just joining us, we have gone 1-3 with blue, red, as Foretold, Living End, Blood Moon. It's a lot of key cards of this deck. If you draw the right ones in the right matchups, you're going to be very useful. We have not drawn the right ones in the right matchups. We're going to take the play. And this hand, I can see this hand being pretty good. We have like 3 cycle cards in our hand, 2 cycle cards in our hand. And we have our Simian Spirit Guide, which can accelerate us early. Opponent mulled a 6. And bottom of the first card, let's cycle the Street Wraith. Another Living End. And we're going to pass the turn.
Still don't trust it. I'm gonna take it. That's 2 hours.
Opponent plays a Celestial Colonnade, which means we get a cycle.
Yeah, let's try it.
What happens if you stick it in your mouth and your mouth is empty?
Oh, can you make it?
Mix whatever you want.
Let's do a toasted street.
Alright, you put it in a bowl and it makes a stew that appears to be made up of flesh. And when it opens, it starts pouring blood.
And yep, that's fine.
You want to take a bite?
We draw the polluted delta. We need lands anyway, so it's not a bad thing.
Claude looks at it. Sorry, Red. God damn it, Claude, why does it
Teleria
sound like Claude in my
West is not the best
head?
draw.
Yeah, probably. Red looks at it and says,
Delta's fine though.
"Eat that."
Delta, we're not gonna fetch into anything just yet.
It's all yours. Oh, yeah. I heard it here.
Takes a bite of it.
Tastes like a toasted strudel.
It's just like a toasted strudel, man.
Opponent plays the island and then is going to play.
Have to make a save. It just looks bloody and everything.
What else is the opponent gonna play? Nobody knows. Guarantee it's not a Path to Exile. All of Omens, sure.
This is
Play your role.
quite strange. Does it smell weird, or does it smell like a toasted strudel?
Steam Vents tapped.
Alice, close your eyes.
No, I'm not
Alice, close your eyes and just take a smell of this.
I'm a picky eater. Kick it.
And I like take the spoon and I make like a cinnamon bun. No, not just a cinnamon bun. An upside down almond cinnamon bun.
I'm still not kidding.
And I just like hold it under your nose,
I'm
just
still
like close your eyes and smell it.
Okay, but for the record, this is actually cinnamon bun that appears to be made out of stale bread and has worms crawling out of it.
Yeah.
The cinnamon icing is not only looking like a rather.
Cycle would have been nice last turn, but we're gonna do it now anyway.
You can't see it though, but just smell it.
I'm
Smell
walking away.
It smells so good.
I will go back to the material plane. I
It's the
swear.
most delicious smelling cinnamon bun you've
Eat with your
Do you,
eyes
do
too.
you pocket the
Curator, we're gonna cycle that too.
Put it on your inventory sheet.
I didn't actually write it.
Okay.
And a second Teleria West means we can play one and not really care that much.
But I think I'll put it on the. I think I'll put it in my on my character sheet. In
Now
case
we're
it
just
ever
looking
starts
for an As
for
Foretold,
some reason.
and hopefully to resolve it.
Sustaining.
Did you get like fruits from it and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up.
It's so tasty. Like that was actually a better toast.
V-click, sure. Opponent. Vendilion click us.
Find rations again.
Okay with eating.
I mean, Red took a bite out of Dragon once. Try it.
Vendilion click got rid of a
Yeah,
card
so
we
I
couldn't
opened it,
cast.
I
Gave us As Foretold.
liquor bottle.
Oh, I am 800% okay with this.
Alright.
There's also some crystal glassware if you really want to.
Best Vendilion click ever for us. And then we're gonna get on the aggro plan here because we have like
Gold, whatever.
4 creatures in our bin, maybe 3.
Alcohol. You want to drink this devil wine?
I'm not eating anything down here. Matt is getting stabbed.
We'll keep the wine, probably. I'm curious. We'll probably keep the wine, but we'll probably sell the crystal. Keep the wine, sell the
Oh,
crystal.
the crystal? Where is that? 150.
Okay.
So that's something.
Okay.
Wine itself.
I'll just put 150 on for the crystal one.
Supreme Verdict would be really funny right now.
And just keep the wine.
I need to sell this and make it out of here. But
Yeah. And I'll just add. How many bottles of devil wine?
I just died a little.
I don't know. Enough.
Just like a few. Just put like a dozen or
Sure.
12 devil wines.
Things I've never drinking in my life. At least down here.
Okay.
Flooded Strand is okay.
Go.
That way.
Yeah. Go to that back room. I perception the door. Make sure it's not like. Make sure I'm not finding any traps on it or something. I trust myself.
Yeah.
19 plus 18 is 27.
You think the wash? That's sorry.
37.
You open it to find a washroom containing a simple commode, a wash basin with clean running water, and a mirror. There are even fresh, slightly warm washcloths stacked on the counter.
Oh, thank God.
There's no locks on the door though, so you gotta just work really hard to respect your privacy there.
Anyone got a pee?
I'm okay. I've actually not had to pee since I started drinking.
The Supreme Verdict that I called and then lagged
Oh.
to. Yes.
Poor kidneys.
Well. There's also fresh water.
Yeah, I haven't really had to drink water since I started, but I'm messing with you guys.
Okay.
This might be the matchup where the lag cost us because
Let's go check the other waiting room of some sort.
I don't think we're gonna living in just yet.
A little bit.
Walk to the next little room. I guess.
It's the same thing.
A2A.
More stuff to do.
Love of
So,
God.
okay.
We're getting another sustaining spoon.
I'll just add the sustain spoon to the list, I guess. The second one.
I'm still
You can get the same amount of crystalware and liquor. Are you still in the wash towels, by the way?
no.
They're not magical.
I'm
They're really nice and warm though.
Cavern of Souls. Sure.
They're like monogrammed with exodites initials, which is just they don't have last names. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, but they're nice. Like they're ritzy. They have a really good like fabric count.
I wiped the devil's blood off of
Uh.
with it.
Their loose end is just like kind of glimmering, like not magically. It's just like this is good cloth.
We're gonna return
I
the.
just like take clean
And
ones
draw a
get
card.
too late. It's like
Gotta say, I'm surprised at how so luxurious.
me too.
So I'm thinking that Archangel that represents Avacyn, in my
I feel
opinion.
like, the part over there, as I like gesture to where the window is, like towards where the.
Oh, there's
city was.
actually another window in this room too.
Okay, I gesture out the window. I feel like over there it's not so nice.
Living in holding because it wouldn't be that bad, but I do give them the V click and the wall back.
Well,
I also want to see if I can draw out a counter spell here.
I feel like someone would have come by.
I'll give that a try this turn though. For the if I ever stop lagging, I'm gonna give this a try. Holy cow!
Oh, I guess we could go back.
Oh well, opponent does their thing. That's fine.
Let's keep going.
Let's do that living end that you said. I like that. I like that a lot.
Go to the right.
Yeah, walk up to that door on the right.
Opponent has some ETBs to resolve.
I remind you guys, 'cause I can see it. No one else had to make a will save to see if they could see it, because I told them about it.
Natural 20 for Tor.
No.
Are we like, do we feel cold in this room yet?
I don't really care about the V-Click's ability that much. If he draws us another card, he draws us another card. That's fine.
Palace is freezing. God, why are you being so weird? It's
Or they'll just draw us an island.
I'm wearing like no sleeves. This is fine.
Change every
Oh, you're right. I should have gotten the bog. I didn't see that play. That's that feels kind of bad. Not gonna lie. Transmute. What can we get by transmute?
Red gives you a warning hug.
Bog, living end. And Sasha Vision wouldn't be that bad with him tapped out, but we already cast our spell with As Foretold, so
Red looks at
let's
Torgo.
pass.
Do there or no?
Yeah, right?
So they're just stares at you from the middle, like just kind of like. But he doesn't say anything, and then he opens the door.
Torgo just opens. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So I'll head through the door.
Is this getting repetitive?
We sound, but I'm coming down the hallway.
My perception
This
to
shouldn't be
try
fun.
to recognize it or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
See if I can recognize it. That is a
Cryptic.
26.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, I mean,
How many Artillery West have we gone through? One.
I guess, yeah.
Just the
sounds like
one.
something tortured or something, possibly.
Sense like.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't think he goes from where
2, 3.
And do those stairs go down then up?
We
Then
could
Is
transmute.
it over in the corner?
up and up.
Up and up? Yeah. Up the stairs we go. Everyone ready?
Let's transmute here.
Okay.
Transmute, get living end, hold up
Stairs,
cryptic.
Discern out,
May want to cast protection from me.
Providing the light.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
They're not a bad idea.
What would you
It is certainly out by now.
Let us do this. Let this happen.
As we get up to the door, look at Torgo. Sense anything?
3 life forms.
Shall I erupt into
Is the
this?
screaming definitely coming from this room?
Oh yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Up there. See a horse came up. Oh god.
I mean, this cryptic could get wasted, or he's just gonna bend it to the bottom, and we hope we get something good.
With a
Is there, more
Let's let the V-Click resolve again. I'd rather have the cryptic in my deck than waste it like bouncing a land at something. Yeah.
potentially. Shall we?
This game's getting repetitive.
I go for a stunning interruption.
Cool. What's the
So it is. I've written down.
Excuse me.
10 plus BAB,
Interesting.
so 25.
That's lit.
25? No, 24. Because we're up 24.
Spreading seas. Sure, we don't need the red right now anyway. Especially because we have that other Simian Spirit Guide. And we have the Pluto Delta. Although a what do you call it? A blood moon pretty much wrecks our opponent's day. As Foretold, takes up to 4.
And if they make the save, they are shaken for
And
D4
Sexual
rounds. If they
Vision,
fail to save,
sweet.
They are stunned for 1 plus the surprise round.
Cast with As Foretold, targeting us.
D4. By the way. One left on the box.
And there's a blood moon.
That is a
4.
4, so
Another. Alright. You kick the door open and you see a man tied up in a chair as 2 devils who look like. Actually, take a photo of these guys.
Play the Delta. Crack the Delta. We're gonna get an island, I believe. Because we don't need the red sources anyway. We're gonna be playing Blood Moon. So we get an island. Then we go Exile Spirit Guide.
That's actually pretty rude, kind of in the middle of something.
Whoa.
And they're actually
going to lag into the Blood Moon.
My alcove stands centimeters straight with numerous blank skulls of 5 million bone, and a wealth of iron quills with razor sharp nibs. The cloying metallic smell of blood hangs down in here. You're gonna need to use another boardroom. Wait. Who are you with?
This guy is shaking, right?
Resto Angel is fine.
Chatting to like still at the same time.
Resto Angel can't be
I think I just-
countered.
I just said,
But we can bounce it back to his. Bouncing back to his hand isn't gonna do anything.
we're looking for.
I'm assuming he's gonna target V-click with the ability. So after that, we'll bounce V-click and draw a card. Oh, sure. We're still. Actually, no, that's okay.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna kill these guys, right?
We're gonna have the intruder, bro.
I'm okay with that.
And yeah, so the one guy is stunned, I guess.
Opponent can get his card.
And
That's
this
fine.
guy's not. A roll for initiative, I assume. Because
And our opponent has a bunch of mountains. We have a couple. No, we have one. We have exactly one mountain. The Jealous deck needs to be fair.
these guys have right?
They look cool.
Their hands are huge. Are they large size? They look large size in their picture.
No, they're medium.
Okay.
They're just well built.
We are gonna kill. V-click's legendary, so we'll kill the Resto Angel. Though V-click is much more. If he has another Resto Angel, he's gonna just blink it. So we'll probably kill V-click first. I don't mind killing V-click first.
Was the guy being tortured stunned?
Yes, he was.
It's kind of yeah, it's just kind of funny. It's like I accidentally stunned it.
Bouncing. I could have bounced Angel. I don't think it changes the clock though because Cryptic can tap down their board.
Looking up.
Bless you.
Alex, how you doing?
Alice got a 17.
Alright.
Probably got a 21.
What's wrong with you?
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk up.
Dragon Lord Ojutai.
16.
How about Dragon Lord Nojutai? Yeah, the tapping ability is what's gonna win it, especially because he's tapped out his blue now. So no, now we get a counter Dragon Lord Ojutai with the Blood Moon art. That was actually pretty cool. Sure. Counter target spell. Tap all creatures your opponent controls. Target spell. Quick tap all of our islands. Proceed to win the game.
They were like 25 or something.
Alrighty, so this might actually be a decent matchup for us, as long as we can fight through a bunch of things. I don't think we need the Platinum Empyrean plan here. Definitely want the Dispels. 100% we want the Dispels. I think we just win this game by having better creatures than they do. We're gonna take in the Dispel. Take out couple Spirit Guides for sure. Whoa. 3 Spirit Guides. Still gonna be nice so we can get a Blood Moon on online a turn earlier. I don't think we want Leyline of the Void. I don't think we need Platinum Empyrean because it's just gonna destroy it or path it or get rid of it somehow. Other than that, yeah, I like where we're at. Leyline might not be bad because it'll turn off snaps. It'll turn off their half of living end, which is actually kind of important. Depending on what we see from them for game 3, maybe we'll consider it. But right now, I think we're okay without it. This hand, this hand could be really good, or this hand could be really bad. We're gonna. I think we gotta keep it though, because we pretty much. This is why we have to keep half of the hands we don't want to keep. No, I think this is a good hand to keep though. We fetch, shock, cycle, and then next turn, yeah. That's actually a fantastic draw. Feel the rage of all the lag. I've only played the blue-red version so far. It looked the most useful with the Blood Moons and the Platinum Empyrean plan. I think it's a little too high on the Simian Spirit Guides. There's a lot of times you just draw them and you're like, I don't need this. What the heck? I guess you could always cast it as a creature too, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having it in the deck. I think the best build might end up running like a little bit of Grixis, splashing red. The Blood Moons are good. Like the Blood Moons won us a game, at least. There's also games where Blood Moon just doesn't do anything. Can I go now? Oh, we drew a Dispel. Dispel's not bad. That spell's pretty bad though. Oh, all of the puns. I love my puns. Opponent fetches. Shocks. If our opponent fetch shocks and we draw into a Simian Spirit Guide, I will laugh. I will just be so happy. That would make me the happiest. Fortunately, opponent has probably played against Blood Moon once or twice. I could see Spreading Seas actually in the place of Simian Spirit Guides. That's actually a very good suggestion. Opponent played the Rest in Peace. Oh boy. We don't need that to win though, so kind of puts As Foretold on a far less of an important scale. Also probably should have played the fetch land there, but it's a moot point. Gonna take one card out of our bin.
Were they within range of me to make an attack of opportunity when they did that? Probably not, right?
Cycle.
They just had to look at them to do it?
Draw. That's a remand. That's not bad. We're gonna pass turn. Opponent plays a Wall of Omens. We say okay.
Do you want to deal with things first, or
Go Pluto Delta. I don't have an island out yet. That's really, really bad. If I'm gonna play Blood Moon, I really want islands out. Almost Blood Moon myself. Oh, that would have been awful.
Yeah, break enchantment's a 1 minute cast time.
I think I want these things dead as fast as possible, so
Blood Moon.
What's up, Metal Man? Sorry.
Yeah, literally. What kind of pose?
Oh, pathing their own wall of
You're
movements.
What's happening?
Yep.
You basically slip off of your carpet because it's upward.
So opponent has a bunch of basics, which makes Blood Moon a little less good.
Like, it's just fluttering. Just like Does
Opponent
this
plays
armor
another wall of
stuff
moments.
say- Or does it all turn to iron?
It's all iron.
Including his requirement.
Street Wraith is pretty much a free card right here.
It's not like it's broken once it's turned, but
For right now. So,
He better not rust me.
I do believe this is, if we lose this match, this is going to be part of the reason, is the lag.
that was
Grab the island.
Kill him.
Play out as foretold.
Who's next?
oh, let's see.
Taros?
Alice.
Will I mind?
Yeah, something like that. Then it's the stun guy. Then it's red.
Red is going to briefly look over and just see that his friend turned to iron.
Probably just heard a clunk.
Yeah. I probably also noticed that.
And we're going to keep up Dispel.
Oh yeah, we never turned that off.
And I
Got to play a little bit of the control game here, which is much better when you have creatures that are worth talking about.
guess I go. I can step up and be in range of both. And then how far away are they?
20 feet.
20 feet, so we'd have to take a move action to get up. So I'll take the +2 to attack rolls on AC because I can't get an extra attack, right?
Cool.
Are they next to each other? Can I cleave them or no?
They're not next to each other now.
Okay. So I'll step. So I'll move to where they're both in range for me, and then I will
Pull up on the table.
Oh, sorry about the lag, guys. Oh, Elspeth, that's not an instant.
Or do I hit the one that didn't in case they can only do that like once every certain round?
Elspeth is going to win it for our opponent.
Yeah, I'll hit the one that is stunned because I.
Cool.
Like that.
What are the chances?
Okay. And I have electrical and a paradogging and all that jazz. 12 plus 27. 39.
Yeah, we have no way to deal with Elspeth.
Hit. Especially on the stunned one. Then this. And this. Some weapon damage, and this to me, and then this to like. So I take none.
I guess we could try to BS staying alive with Cryptic, but we realistically have no way to win here.
54. 54 damage to him. That does include electrical. If you said that's fine, right? And that would be my turn.
Yeah, let's concede this game and go to game 3.
I mean,
We're not gonna win this game. We're short on time because of the lag, so we're gonna concede this game.
the +2 to attack rolls 'cause I couldn't
Go
attack
to
off this
game 3.
But I moved up to both of them, so I'm within range of hitting both of them with attack.
Still don't want any of these. None of these are gonna be useful.
Because I assume it's like.
We're just
one-
gonna have to beat
one
their
guy,
Elspeth.
Tortured guy, and then me in front of tortured guy. Kind of deal, like
Yeah.
ish. 2.
Yeah.
I didn't put anything in my sipping jacket. I probably should have.
Alright, cool. I'm at AC 29, but I'll take the +2.
We're gonna play first. And this hand,
Your
if we draw exactly an untapped land,
37 pounds of flesh converted to iron.
then our Simian Spirit Guide or Blood Moon comes online very quickly.
Like, quite literally. Like, you probably weigh a few hundred pounds.
Should I just disintegrate all us or?
I mean, it's already in the house.
Fetch into an island.
Yeah, we should probably keep our disintegrate for something later, I assume, right?
Sure.
Something.
Yeah, no, I was joking. I was not planning to actually disintegrate.
Cycle this, please.
No, I just meant like I thought maybe we were thinking he's not available. He's probably
Oh no.
something goes right. Hopefully.
Cycle into a cycler, which is fine.
I'm gonna go with this gun and I'm stuck.
See an untapped land here. Untapped land, let's go.
They just like
For us, obviously not our opponent. Street Wraith. Could be an untapped land.
Sure.
Yeah, good call. Well, I guess I'll check if the
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're going to pay the 2 life. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Play the Blood Moon. And say, opponent, what can you do?
Oh shit. That's rough, buddy.
I didn't even. The problem with that is that I didn't even have enough islands to cast Cryptic.
Also, no damage.
Well, opponent had the planes. And the rest in peace, which is fine. We'll just cast our win cons instead. Suspend the Ancestral Visions. Pass the turn. We need to play very quickly here.
Okay, so those all hit. Now let's see if spell penetrates. That one actually goes there. So 12 to 6. Not bad for a second level spell.
All of Omens is fine. It's not going to do anything for our opponent. Opponent plays a mountain.
Plus,
We untap. Auto yield to this.
7, 8, 14.
Another Ancestral Visions means let's cycle the Striped River Run. We're not going to get there any quicker. Come on, it doesn't matter. We're going to leg out of this one.
I smacked his friend. Bless you.
Play the island.
Oh, yeah, he's still shaking, right?
Suspend the Ancestral Visions.
-2 on all the rolls.
Yeah.
Resto Angel. Resto Angel. Opponent has a clock now. And very importantly, also a defender. Or a blocker for our Curator of Mysteries.
That thing would be-
So you can make that attack as he. Oh, sorry. Actually, he's moving over towards Hallows.
As we're told, we're going to get like last turn.
The attack
Not going to lie.
Okay.
with a 1.
Yeah. So is he get an attack of opportunity against
Sure.
you? Sure.
Yeah, honestly, I think if we're not timing out here, then we just win this game. This is super, 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 super frustrating.
Okay. Going to need to make a fortitude save.
Why? I'm not rolling this die again.
Is that another one?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Another Resto Angel.
Yeah, listen, you guys-
Another Resto Angel.
so you can definitely beat the effect, I guess. It's not something you want to get double the effect.
Right, you drew a magic fish?
This
No blockers.
Thing either. It's not
Eater of Magic is like pretty much anything.
But this is extraordinary.
Exactly. Eater of Magic. Anytime fails to save against a spell, supernatural ability, or spell-like ability.
Nope. Can't help you here. This is
Another curator. We can probably. Well, we're gonna have cryptic come off or
Alright.
ancestral come off next turn, I believe.
so you take
Yeah.
4 dex damage and 2 comp drain.
We'll just wait for that.
4 dex damage.
Yeah. And 2 comp drain.
Con Drain.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Wall of Omens is fine.
Let's see here.
For the love of God, Magic.
Well, that's whatever. Okay, you could do it.
Thank you for tuning in to Legging the Legging,
The Con
where we
Drain
leg for 2.5 hours and play a little bit of Magic.
28 damage from as well.
Yeah. But not here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably gotta take 22 regular damage. And resistance attack bonus.
22 and 28 is 40. So I'm at
22 and 40. 28 is 50.
wait, sorry, yeah, you're right. So I'm at
And then
We're never gonna get to see what our card is. This is so frustrating.
actually, I don't really think you can.
Opponent gets in for
Okay,
6.
so-
Presents us with lethal next turn.
What did you do to me? Just go straight to it.
You are 1/16th of your normal size in each dimension. So you are now diminutive, I guess.
yeah, really.
Target ourselves.
Inconceivable.
No.
We draw the living end, which is huge here.
Red could accidentally step on me.
Uh,
Oh my god. What are you?
oh my goodness. This leg is unreal. This is ridiculous.
Kogo.
Guess we get the other one online.
Then we bought some diamond dust, right?
It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah.
For your spell components. For restoration once against that point.
Let's go for a bone shatter, I guess.
Okay.
Guide me.
Probably on the one that did Hallows.
Or yeah, the one that.
Did Hallows then?
That one's right up next to you.
Okay, perfect. So, attack or melee touch.
It's gonna be a hit. It's a 19 on the die, so.
Makes spell.
Well, that was the most frustrating stream I've ever done. Not gonna lie. The deck. The deck needs fewer Simian Spirit Guides, maybe even 0. But there's times where you want to be able to turn 2 Blood Moon or turn 3 Madcap Experiment. So it's unbalanced is probably useful to have them in there as like 1 or 2 ofs. I don't think it's full 4 if it's necessary though, and lots of different ideas as to what those could be used for. Thanks for watching, and I'll be streaming some other time this week. I'm not exactly sure when yet. See you.